You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.
All right, Mike D back with another hot spotlight. A little bit different this time, but I'm loving it. Loving the energy from Zella. Zella in the building.
up?
We got Juge. We got Kiana.
Thank you for
Here
having us. We're
in
so excited
Providence.
to be here. First time for Kiana in Providence.
First time
ever?
This whole East Coast run we've been doing, like I had
first for
not been
Kiana.
in Boston, Philly. Like this is my first time.
Wow. So you're from the West Coast.
Yeah, born and raised in Calabasas.
Nice.
California.
Okay.
Yep.
Or they say Abu Dhabi's the new Calabasas or something, or Calabasas is the new
Yeah.
Abu Dhabi. Something Drake and Kanye did years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's definitely more suburban life than like the city, but
Yeah.
it's nothing like here. It's the agriculture has been amazing to see. Like I'm not used to it. And it's beautiful.
It's different here for sure. And you picked an interesting week. We had like a monsoon yesterday, like crazy
I
hurricane.
don't know if I'd call it a monsoon. I grew up around a lot of storms, but it was a pretty bad storm.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty
Could have been
intense.
worse, yeah. It was. I mean, it didn't flood. I feel like if it
I'm
doesn't
like-
flood, I wouldn't, like...
Juge, we did walk outside and like a tree was like
Yeah.
10
That's pretty
feet on the
normal,
ground. Like,
yeah.
There was
yeah.
full 100-year-old trees that were impaling people's houses. So it was
okay, well,
pretty
maybe
big.
a monsoon, maybe.
It was
a
pretty
monsoon.
big. It was pretty big. All right, give
I'll
us
say
some
that.
credit here.
Yeah. I'm
So
like,
Jude, you're from Philly,
Yes, born and raised Philly.
born and raised in Philly, and so I guess the question is, how did you guys link up?
Everyone asks that, and
Yeah.
funny enough, it's like not really the best answer. We sometimes talk about making a fake story because we want to have this like elaborate answer, but really just
Yeah.
mutual friends. Kiana had a friend in college that introduced her to me through one of my like
Other
potluck
friends.
music events.
And basically, I was invited to her potluck, and my grandmother, Persian grandmother, gave me a box of oranges. Said, "Kiana, this is a very nice thing. Bring it to your friend. She'll like you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I brought
Sounds
her.
like a Persian grandmother.
Yeah, I brought her the oranges, and I can instantly tell like she just knew who I was, and I knew who she was, and we were like, we're gonna be roommates within 2
We
minutes.
literally
of meeting
said
each
that.
other.
Wow.
Like that's not a fake story.
We
literally
loved
said
each other.
that.
Like I honestly had just an instant connection with her.
That's amazing.
We were 18 too, so
Yeah.
now she's 24, I'm 23. About
I just
to be
turned
24.
24,
Yeah, nice.
So it's been a minute. We were friends before business partners, so I think that's the best part of our relationship is there's a friendship,
Yeah.
a solid core beyond just the music.
We didn't do music for a very long time.
Well, that's the chemistry part
Yeah.
of it too. Is like anytime you hear of like a successful team in general, it's usually because they really enjoy being together.
Yeah, totally.
You have to. I'm like, my life, and in a good way, in a healthy way, revolves around her life. Like meaning, like we wake up to
we live
We
together.
live together. We work together. We do everything together. If you don't have that healthy level of like friendship, communication, all of that kind of sorted, it could be a lot.
For sure. And that makes for good friends, good roommates, but
Yeah.
you as individual artists, how does that make you a good, collaboration? Like how does that make two individually good artists, great artists together?
Well, I think because although we're very alike in a lot of ways and we blend well together, we have a lot of differences. So it makes us more unique. Although we're both first generation American, I'm Brazilian, she's Persian, so our influences and inspirations sound different. So with the blend, I think we were able to accomplish like a multicultural sound,
Yeah.
pulling from different inspiration
Yeah.
that one person might not be able to tap into all of those different inspirations just from one perspective. So
Yeah.
I think having both of us coming from different walks of life really helped like shape a very unique artist perspective from
Yeah.
all of our music. I would say.
yeah, it's 100% what she just said, and also like she started out. I did musical theater as well as she did, but she started out really in that scene, doing it as a kid, like growing up around that. She had her own like pop project. I was in R&B. I had different influences. I loved like jazz, rock and roll. All of that was my thing. She had like so many different other influences. So when we were working together, we both came from different styles, and when we started to blend them, that's when our sound started to kind of come together. So it's the fact that we're so similar as people but opposites in creativity, that's what makes it kind of blend perfectly.
Yeah, and it makes for a great combination. I mean, the music's awesome. It sounds so good.
Thank
Great
you.
vibes all around. Truly, I really enjoy it. Now, it's interesting because you said more of a pop background, more of an R&B background. How do you bring that into the electronic world? Because electronic music, we'll say in the last 10, 15 years, has just exploded. It's grown so much. It's so much more than what it was even when I was growing up. How do you translate your individual styles and make it into like an electronic sound?
Well, I feel like there's a lot of subgenres when talking about house, like, or even talking about electronic music,
Right.
so to say. And for us, I would like to say our biggest inspiration, funny enough, is UK house. Our favorite songs coming up, like sonically, are very UK house that would work really well on like UK radio. Our next song, January 12th, Why Should I, that comes out. It's like it's like a Ray, Joel Corey type of like pop UK house. And I feel like we got lucky because both of us have similar taste in music. We listen to the same things.
Right.
So yeah, even if I did a lot more R&B than pop growing up, like before we were a duo, we were a writing duo. So me and her have been in the industry working as like a writing vocal production duo, and we've been doing this for a while. So like when it comes to making electronic music, that was something we both we loved it.
Yeah.
And we found so much enjoyment in it. It's something as simple as you can take any line and you can lean it more pop or lean it more R&B.
Right.
So sonically, we mess around with both ideas. So that's kind of why it let us do what we loved to do combined.
Yeah, like an artist like Ray, she has a lot of pop R&B influences, but she had a lot of features like with Regard, and she was able to blend that into making her like a very big featured dance artist in the UK realm, and that's kind of an inspiration that we draw from as well. Yeah,
and you have the singer-songwriter background. Is it different for you to be writing your own music now together as a group, or do you find it more challenging to write it together as a group, or do you find it as easy as it was when you're writing individually?
I don't think it's more challenging at all. I just think it's more intentional because we're writers, and like for instance, we write everything from like I come from a country background where I used to go to Nashville and do a lot of country writing trips. We write K-pop, so we write such a broad spectrum of things that now getting the opportunity to write for ourselves when like we're performers first, it's like a privilege. So I feel like if anything, it doesn't come with more difficulty. It's honestly more
it's
an
more
opportunity.
fun.
Getting
I'll
to
be
write for
honest,
ourselves like an honor.
It's so different because like people, like anyone who have known in the music industry know us as writers. Like that was like she had her own artist project, I had my own. We were writers, and that was like our thing. And then because we love writing with each other, I write my best music with her.
Likewise, yeah.
So like when we brought Zella together, the story of how it came together, just how it naturally just flourished. This has been such a fun and different experience because we just get to do what we love to do, but at the same time for each other.
Yeah, and it's like it's still in its infant stages. Like you guys are still at the beginning of Zella, as you guys as a collaborative, and that's got to be exciting. Like, you got the show tomorrow night in Boston. Well, by the time you see this, it'll be about tomorrow night in Boston at the Grand, headlining.
We're really excited.
That's got to be a crazy feeling because you've been friends for so long, but now you're on the road together. You're doing these shows. You're able to play your own music. And it just like, what's that feeling like?
I think it's crazy because we started off 2023 with absolutely no idea, meaning like I was still pursuing my artist project. We were doing our writing duo, and then in May we went to the UK and had like a lot of artistic discovery, I would say. And then in May we had this conversation about like what if we did this together, because there were a few people like poking the question, and we ended up doing it. And I will say, like, nothing has happened so organically for either of us until we leaned into this. And people will say, like, a few days ago, someone said to us, it doesn't usually happen this fast. And we know. We've been in this for a while. We've been trying, and nothing had been working. And something about us coming together just happened so much more organically and naturally than us doing it separately.
Yeah, we both felt it immediately. Yeah.
I mean, it seems that way because... but it's not only just in the music you can hear it, just like even the visuals, like, the music videos, the social media, TikTok, Instagram, stuff like that. It seems like you guys are really enjoying yourself, and I feel like that translates really well in the music.
We're just having fun. We're best friends. We get to do what we love. Like, we're having fun.
We did we rented a car this last week while we were doing some press in Philly, and we just like drove 6 hours from where we were in Philly all the way to Boston and just like laughed and talk about our trip, the things that have happened this year, like the things we've loved, the things we've not loved, just going through it all just on a road trip just to come. Like, we're just enjoying it because we're together. She's like my best friend.
I think you can see it too, which makes maybe Zella more of an interactive experience with the audience or the listener. They feel like they're just like our third best friend or something, which is awesome.
No, it feels that way. It's great. And the name Zella, how did that come about?
Well, that's actually a part of that. So Zella is, my middle name is Zahra, and it's like people say Zahara, Zara, like, but it's Zahra, and hers is
Elisa, which is my great grandma from Brazil's name.
Beautiful. I love that. Yeah. That's nice. So it has a really special, like,
and then the three is me,
meaning.
her, and the audience, because
Nice.
with two of us, there's not an experience. So the third person is like the third person, and Zella can be an audience. You're the third person right now.
Right.
Yes,
you're
he's
part
the
of
third
the
person.
experience.
That's a far third.
It takes three of us to have
kind
the
of
experience.
Everyone's like, oh, so today I'm like the third, and Zella. I'm like, that's like actually
I
it
like
is.
that. Yeah. That's really cool. So you can tell that to the audience because you guys are number 3 today.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We literally have a tattoo. I don't know if you've seen it.
And we have matching tattoos of Zella.
Oh, that's fire.
Our friend did it too, which
That's
makes it like
beautiful.
homey and fun. Yeah, we committed. We literally were like, let's do this. It was a very spur
That's
of the
it.
moment.
Never
type of
forget.
thing.
I love that.
Yeah,
That's awesome. And it's a cool logo too. So
It's
Thank
funny
you.
'cause
Al did it. My boyfriend literally
I
did
didn't think
it.
my dad
Really?
would be okay with
That's
it.
amazing.
Like, when I got it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like, even though I'm an older, young lady, like I knew I was gonna get some heat for it. He was like, no, I understand it. Like,
Yeah.
I understood. Like, he actually understood it. He didn't say.
well, that's
anything.
good. I mean, that's supportive parents are important. Especially when you're in an industry where you have to work really hard. This isn't something that you can just pick up one day and all of a sudden you're like a big superstar.
But that's why we like to say, like, we know it doesn't happen overnight because, like, it's been years. We've been in the
in this
entertainment industry in different ways. Like, I moved to LA by myself when I was 17. She's been like performing since she was younger too. So like this didn't just like happen overnight.
Right.
And it's still not happening overnight. We're working really hard, and we have luckily the help from a lot of people around us.
Shout out to Allie.
Shout out
to
Allie,
our
I'll go
manager
with
Allie.
you.
She's been on our
Steve
entire
Lobel.
press tour with us in the East Coast.
Allie's been here the whole time.
Can we ask her a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was your favorite state?
Allie, come on
So
camera.
far-
Come on
Wait,
camera.
what did you
Come on
ask
camera.
her?
Yeah, wait, what's your favorite state been
What's
so
your-
far?
yeah.
in the
What's your
East
favorite
Coast?
state?
She's
Flip it on
from
you real quick.
Calabasas too.
My favorite state in the East Coast? Yeah. Rhode Island, obviously.
Yes, there it is. Smart. That's a manager.
Okay,
That's
she's
a
smart.
manager's
camera ready.
She's
brain.
smart.
She knows what she's doing. That's
And
a
that's
smart.
why she's our manager.
That's
Yeah.
it. She's very smart person. Yeah. So life on the road, does it change things a little bit for you guys? Because I know obviously you've been working really hard, but does it add to any of the songwriting process? Like, are you inspired when you're in Rhode Island or when you're in
Definitely.
Philadelphia back home?
Definitely. We talked about that. The amount of emotions I felt I wasn't going to cry. I was just itching my eyes.
I was like, oh my god,
I was like so dramatic. I was like,
Human.
the emotions I felt. She's just like going. That would have been the most.
Like, I really
I'm
love
like,
Philadelphia.
No, I do. I literally have it tattooed. I'm obsessed.
She loves
it.
it.
You should be.
610. I'm so proud of
That's
where
your
I come
home.
from. I'm proud.
Absolutely.
I remember you were in the car. Remember you were in the car figuring out
I almost
the-
cried a few times there. Definitely.
She did. She was going through a lot of emotions. But I remember you were making remember the bass line for Wait, You Forgot About
Wait,
Me?
You Forgot About Me. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were going to Sirius XM, like we've been coming up with ideas, and I want to just break
right now
out.
we're like focused on like where we're because there's so much going on too. We filmed a music video here. There's like so much that we've been doing.
So
that
much.
January we have a lot of sessions like intentionally booked.
Yeah.
To continue working on the project. But right now I would say like drawing inspiration as simple as like writing down a line that comes to mind in notes, saving it for those sessions. But
We do that a
in
lot.
January we'll have a lot of ideas conceptually, I think, from our trip here.
That's kind of the goal. We're doing this.
We
and
didn't
then
do any sessions, funny enough,
No,
because usually we always do
haven't.
sessions when we travel.
And that's kind of like this is the biggest difference between what we've done in the past. In January, it's just going to be me and her getting into our creative energy again.
Yeah, and you don't want to like overwork yourself either. Like you don't
No.
want to put yourself in like
Oh
a
yeah,
spot
we've
where,
learned that.
Yeah, we've done that.
You know, because that's just advice in general. Is like you overwork yourself, it affects everything. Your creative process, your
As writers,
mental
we've
well-being.
learned that because this music will suffer. To be honest, like 100%. We've done in trips. We want to make the most of our time. So a lot of times when we travel to London, we'll do like double sessions. But we do feel like at the end of our trip, to be honest, the music, not that it like doesn't. We just learned that maybe one session a day is a bit better artistically or creatively, in my opinion, because we were burning ourselves out a little where we were stretching and things start to sound the same, and it just wasn't as.
Oh yeah, no.
Sometimes you need to just change your environment, walk out of the room for a few hours, and come back.
Give yourself a day to live and draw inspiration, like you said,
Yeah.
rather than just write for the sake of writing.
People say like you don't have to like what you love to do is not work. If you it actually is. It is work.
It is definitely work.
But it's a different type of work. Meaning that like you can't, if you love something you're doing and you work yourself to the ground, you will stop loving it. You have to find balance with what you love to do and how you love yourself. Like
Definitely.
that's kind of what I focus on.
So it's a quality over quantity. I think with our music, we were learning that we were trying to pump out so many songs, but rather now I think we're just trying to like hone in and really perfect a few.
Yeah, and that way it allows your listeners and your fans to really like zero in on the music at first, really fall in love with the songs that are out, and then get hit with another one, and it's like, oh wait, this is like a nice little bonus here, which it sounds like you have at the beginning of the year. But Yellow Wallpaper is out, fire track.
Thank you.
It's been out a couple weeks now. How's it feel to have it out? To the reaction that people have been having to it. The social media looks like people are really loving it. So tell me about that.
I think we're glad to have this one out because although we loved Give It Up, our first single, it was so fun that we wanted to also show some like artistic weight or like, you know what I'm saying, some sort of a lyrical story that had some meaning to it. And Yellow Wallpaper is exactly that. It has a lot of meaning, that story, comparatively to Give It Up. So we want to show different sides of our artist journey and very quickly, so people didn't think we were like a one-trick pony, because us coming out of the bat with Give It Up, we're so happy to do that, but we wanted to do like a 360 in terms of like the type of song we put out for the second single to show the dynamic range of what we're capable of.
Which also leads to the third single, which is going to be way different, and it's our favorite.
It's our favorite one.
It's our favorite.
We made
so
it
far.
in the UK. It's literally our favorite.
Oh, so you had like the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe over there, Euro vibe.
We made
it's
it
like 2
with
years old.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, we made it with Steve Manofsky. Shout out Steve. He is
he's
amazing from Talyard. We made it in the UK, and it is by far, I think, our favorite so far we're releasing. But we love what we've done so far. We're just continuing to just
sonically grow.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it will continue to, obviously, the more that you guys create and are on the road and being inspired. I typically hate asking the question, but I'm very curious to see what perspective from each side you have. Like, who are some of your like inspirations as far as music goes? You know, with the different backgrounds you have, the country, the R&B, the pop, the electronic side. Like, who are some of the artists that maybe you grew up listening to or were listening to in your beginning of your creative process that really inspired you?
Okay, so for me, I think like I'm very like old soul. Like How Deep Is Your Love, Bee Gees is like one of my favorite songs. I love Bill Withers, Al Green. Like those were a lot of my early inspirations. I loved like Fleetwood Mac. Like though that was
musical theater background. Is that kind? Do you think that kind of like
that helped
way,
performing?
Yeah.
Meaning wise, like she loves theater music way more than I do. Like I love theater music. I love writing it. But for me, like I just needed something that kind of made me feel like it touched me a little bit more, like my soul, and I felt like soulful music really did that. So that was like my big inspiration. My dad also played piano growing up, sang with me, so I had that. My grandfather was a violinist. I had a lot of music in my life, so it always inspired me. I'm the first to ever pursue it, and I also come from a place where like women don't really have the rights to be able to pursue it, and it's not very common. So I think that having the support from my family to do this and to try this while knowing it was something that was so difficult kind of gave me like, it lit a fire under me. Like it gave me the power to do it, and it inspired me. The Persian culture has beautiful riffs and beautiful sounds that mimic really well, like with like that, not mimic, match really well with R&B. So like I kind of like used to play around with those ideas, and that got me really into writing. And it's a whole story of how I got inspired to do every little part of it, but a big part of it comes from my culture.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I would say for me, theater has been like, especially growing up in the East Coast, like such a big part of my life. When I was younger, I used to work professionally as like a child actor in theater, but like it was always something that was like a self-motivating thing. My mom never took me to auditions. I was just always so hungry to be on stage, whatever it may be. So I would say Barbra Streisand's a very big inspiration for me, and Lady Gaga is probably my biggest inspiration as well.
Who do you think she looks like? By
Everyone
the way?
says I look like her.
Yeah, you do look like Lady Gaga.
Okay,
I'll
that
give
makes
you
me happy.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
because when I was younger, everyone said I used to sound like her. My mom would like make outfits for me to perform in my like school talent shows and stuff, and like literally to dress as Lady Gaga. I have videos. I'm not joking. Like
that's great.
Really young. Like
you wear the meat suit.
Oh no!
The ones from like the VMAs or the Grammys, or she like
my mom definitely didn't let me do that. But like she would make these like crazy costumes for me, and I would perform. I'm not even joking. I have the videos of Lady Gaga. And my first ever concert, I cried and begged my parents to take me to. This just shows like who I am. Theater by heart was Josh Groban. Like some kids like to go see like Beauty and the Beast. Some kids like to go see the Wiggles. I begged and cried for my parents to take me to Josh Groban. So I have a video of me sitting like so young, could barely talk, at Josh Groban, like crying. I love Josh Groban.
Shout out to Josh Groban.
Yeah.
Go Josh Groban.
And he does theater too. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a lot of people who have that like pop. I was also classically trained, so I think it's people who went from like the classically trained to theater and also incorporated the pop film, because I always like wanted to act. I originally moved to LA to act, not even to do music, and then my life kind of
just took you.
Yeah.
Just it happens that way though.
Yeah.
And you're here, so
yes,
it worked out. Yeah. And then creating the music is a part of it. Performing on stage, DJing, being at events. What's that like? How does it feel like when you're like tomorrow night in
the
Boston?
Best part.
It's awesome. I'll be honest, we love to be on stage. We love to sing. Like I would speak for the both of us. That's our favorite part. We just learned to DJ. So let's tell them the truth. Like
Interesting.
We just learned to DJ. We were signed in like May, and I will be honest, we had not touched a DJ board at that time, if I'm being fully transparent with you. But then it was like the week after, like, all right, like, and we made sure
you had to lock in.
We don't half-ass things. Like if we're gonna do it, like not gonna put my name on something I'm not like very, very, very capable.
We understand. We like,
and it's still a learning process. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say we're better vocalists than we are DJs, but we're getting better and better because we're committed to the craft.
That's big. I remember like which is, and I love that she's like, we don't like talk about it often, which is actually really funny that she mentioned it, but it's true. Like we were in music for so long, but we did so many different things. We hadn't really gone into the DJ world. We'd been around it, but we hadn't done it ourselves. So right after we got signed, like we were just like kind of like saying like, yeah, we DJ. We
didn't DJ.
Oh no,
fake it till you make it.
No,
though.
like no, but that's
you got like.
No, we were literally at meetings with agents. I'm like,
we were in meetings with agents,
and they're like, "What board do you have?" And like me and Kiana,
I
like,
was like,
like the one with the turntable.
Yeah, you know the one that had you could the faders.
I was like, we have the 2 board.
But
lights.
I'm gonna give us this though, regardless of that. We
did it.
No, not only that we did it for the last I would say 5 months.
We've been committed
morning and night. Every day.
It's also out of respect.
Every
you know what
day.
I'm saying? Like I wouldn't love the idea of like people just being like, I want to do music for fun. Like no, like I've committed my entire life to learning this craft. So out of respect for the people who have DJ'd their entire life, I wouldn't even say we're getting to be even better, but there's so much more work to do out of respect to salute the DJs that have been doing it their entire life.
Yeah, but you know, that's obviously a very good perspective on it. But you also have to have the perspective on the other side where it's like you've done all these other things to get to this point. And just because that particular thing wasn't a part of your skill set for however the beginning of your career, nobody should be not encouraging you to pursue that anyways.
No.
So if that's a part of your if that's like what's a part of your artistry and like your performances, then hell yeah.
It's motivation to get better though, because we're not going to just like press play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't want to take the easy way out. We want to learn the same way everyone else had to learn, and we're getting better and better. And I think it's been really good and also so fun.
No,
for
I
us.
mean,
we love it.
I can say this for both of us. We both do love it. I would do it all the time. We do it every day. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Doing it,
we said we were gonna do it even if we weren't there yet. And for like I said, the last 5 months, morning and night, we've spent hours on each set. We've like practiced with so many of our friends in the community. We've been just grinding to get as best as we can, and we're loving it. And we are getting further. Remember when we first started?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we literally. Yeah.
No, like
the
the difference.
Show wise, just like looking
BPMs,
back.
Yeah. Even show wise, you can just tell like
Difference
so
in
much
the
has
mixes and
changed.
stuff too.
So much has changed. So I'm really proud of like the growth we have, and I can't wait to see what keeps going. But I'm really happy with the set right now.
Yeah, no, we're really excited for tomorrow's set. I think it's probably our favorite yet.
Yeah.
We did Common Ground in New York last week, which is more like a contained set, I would say, because the Grand's a bit bigger. So we're really excited to have like a venue like the Grand tomorrow to really just like let loose, I would say.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun, and the crowd is awesome. Boston's a great city, you know, like just the Northeast in general. Obviously,
the energy in the East Coast, that's something like that's where I want to perform. I'm like, I want those people at my shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The people who go to the Eagles game, I want those people at my shows, like hootering and hollering.
Oh yes, then that they do. They do that here in New England as well.
I
There's a
know.
lot of hooting and hollering.
Patriots.
There you go, represent. That's really exciting. So going into 2024, we know the single's coming. Is there a project on the way? Can we expect any other shows, any other mini tours or anything?
We have a lot of cool features, which will be really exciting because that's kind of how we get to experiment with our sound. Our sound, since we're vocalists, I mean, we actually do have a song coming out in March called Alligator Shoes that is going to be a little more tech house, very different from. It's really, really cool.
It sounds just as weird as the name is.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the weirder the better for me.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
all into the weird stuff.
But a lot of our features that we have coming out in 2024 is like really out of the box and cool and exciting for us.
Yeah.
I don't know if
No,
we can mention any of them.
I mean, I don't know if we can mention them yet, but I will say like the things that are coming out, I will say are with people that we respect a lot and have given us the ability to try so many different cool things we naturally wouldn't have been able to put out as Gisela.
And it's even songs like take a while to come out. Like some of the features we have were written like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're
to 3,
coming
yeah.
out literally in like February, March. But things take a while in music, so we're excited to see a lot of our hard work come to fruition.
It's been like she said, things have happened so quickly and we're so grateful for it. I think the biggest thing is we're just ready to put out more music.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. We just want to put out more music.
January 12th, we're really excited for.
We have
though.
so
yeah,
much.
it's exciting.
That one is really high.
Oh yeah, that one's
gonna
be crazy.
We'll send it to you early.
Yeah, please do. Yes.
Yeah, you'll get it.
That one's gonna be
exclusive
really
sneak peek.
fun.
Yeah,
But yeah,
good.
more shows definitely are gonna come. We're doing more, sessions to keep creating more and more music.
I
but
think the UK will be in our future next
the
year.
UK
too.
will
Okay.
definitely be in the future. We wanna go back. We wanna.
Do you guys want to do festivals? Like, do you want to do like
Yes.
the festival run?
Because we want to sing. Like our main goal is to
Do you sing at your show? Sorry to interrupt.
Not
you.
yet, but that's
Not yet,
what
but
I'm
that's the
saying.
goal.
We want
That's
to do
the
like
goal.
the Chainsmokers thing, where it's like I feel like some shows, like Common Ground New York, like a bar like that, even though it's packed and stuff, it doesn't really like make sense. It didn't.
Yeah.
Feel like the, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
not like a big. I know
No.
exactly what you're saying.
But
It's more
we
like a
want,
chill,
like an EDC type of, or like Ibiza, like
Yeah.
that's like
Those type shows, like we will for sure be grabbing the mic That's 100%.
Yeah,
That's,
definitely.
like, what we wanna do the
Boston
most,
Calling is one that we
Yeah.
always give away tickets
Made in
to every year.
America.
Made in America,
Yeah.
and that's
Philly,
where you are. Yeah,
Jingle Ball. Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
Those types of things, 100%. We're vocalists first, so that will be
that'd be
part of
dope.
it. Yeah.
And I'd be really interested to see that side of it as well, because that's the beauty of of the type of the electronic music is sometimes like you don't necessarily even know if you create the music. Like a Calvin Harris, he's not singing on his songs, he has the features, but you have the ability that you are singing, writing your own music, producing it, and then also be able to perform it. So
Yeah.
We're really lucky with the people we've been able to collaborate on a lot of our music with, too. I feel like we've had a lot of very talented creatives be able to work on our project, and that's something we're really grateful for. Even, like, the idea of maybe we'll have someone else feature, because we have so many talented vocalist friends, and we want to sing on all of our songs, because that is
that's
Zella.
your thing. Yeah.
But I think it would be fun having, like, a second verse feature of one of our friends, so maybe in 2024 that'll be in the works.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about a few
Yeah,
things.
there's a few ideas.
I like
It's just
that.
really exciting. This genre, this space, everyone is been so welcoming in this community. It just gives us so much room to explore and mess around with different levels of music that we haven't even tried yet. So we're really excited.
We're really excited, yeah.
Yeah, and we're excited as fans. We're excited here. We appreciate you guys stopping
Thank
into
you for
Coming.
Providence.
This has been awesome.
No, this is really exciting. I love this area.
It's our last stop on the East Coast, so we're super grateful to be here, and we'll be back soon. 100%.
Yes, please do. And then next
for
time,
sure.
hopefully, it's a show that I can make. It's morning show radio guy.
I don't blame you. It's so
in
late.
his 30s,
yeah.
going to a Wednesday night show. I'd be dead for probably a week.
No, I don't blame you.
For a week.
We're gonna be
So-
done at like 2 a.m.
We're gonna be done
so-
at 2
Yeah,
a.m.
2
So I think
a.m.
it's best. We'll
Yeah.
record it for you. We'll send you.
Yes,
we'll
send you
yes.
the legs,
Give me a
yeah.
stream, Ali. Just get a stream of it and then send it my way so I could turn up this weekend.
Oh
when
yeah,
old
and
people
we'll
like
send
me
you the
can
new
party.
single.
That's how it works. Zella, Juge,
Thank you
Kiana,
so much
thank you
for
so
making the
much.
time.
Thank you for having
Bye,
us.
Appreciate
It's
it,
been
guys.
awesome.
Providence.
You already know what it is. Come on. Yeah.
The hottest hits.
Hot 106.